Oh, you have the smart glasses.
Where are you now? Then the thing
Hydrate yourself.
Hi guys, welcome. Feel free to help yourselves to the refreshments, okay? We prepare everything for you. Get some food, get some drinks, then you can take a seat. Hi guys, can I invite you guys to take a seat because being early. Really appreciate you taking the time to come all the way to Bird Paradise. It's something we planned a little special, something we planned for you guys. Taking the camera out in the field. Don't worry, you won't be restricted to just the restaurant, okay? This is like the HQ where we meet, but we will be going out to test the cameras later on, so it's not that sterile in this aircon environment, okay? So thank you very much. We're here for the launch event of the α7R 6 as well as the 100-400 F4.5 GM, okay? So here's what you can expect for today, the rough outline of today's program, 1.5 hours. Opening right now, just happening, then I'll take you through a short presentation on the new camera, then my colleague Eunice will talk to you about the lens, and then we will head out for our experience, which will eventually culminate in the lens experience at Wings of Asia. So all you need to do is follow your group leaders. You remember who brought you guys here from the tram station all the way? Recognize them later, you just follow them all the way. Any questions, they are your go-to persons, okay? Cool. So with that, now the next thing I need to do is product presentation. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's a good chance to relax and let loose, woohoo off as much as you want, okay? Because
Little too hot.
yeah, then you go out and it's like, oh. So we have a very nice intimate group here, so you can have a lot of fun with the camera. 100% yours, okay? Alright, so my name is Robin. I'm from the digital imaging marketing team in Sony Singapore. Very happy to be here, sharing with you our exciting new line, the Resolution series, okay? So over the years, the R series has gradually evolved. We've slowly developed higher megapixels, pushed up the speed a little bit, and this year, it's kind of like all of the above, plus improved AI features since the α7R 5, where we introduced it about 4 years ago. This is made possible with two important pieces of hardware inside. The fully stacked 66.8, or some might say 67 if you are trendy enough, sensor inside, as well as the Spion's XR2 processing unit with our AI processing chip. Right, this will give it so much more power to help you in your shoots. But as some people say, with great power comes great responsibility. I would say it also comes with a greater need for better juice. That's why we have a new power supply lineup for you guys as well. Battery, charger, DC coupler, and the vertical grip. Okay, some of you might be complaining, that means need to buy new things, but hey, imagine if you go on your shoots with the old batteries, but you're constantly needing to change batteries. Not only swapping your lens, but the batteries as well. So that's going to be annoying, and this is, think of it like a growing pain going forward. It's a very important long-term thing to continue our developments in the power of the camera. Right? So better battery performance, faster charging, and you don't need to just buy and top up your batteries based on feeling anymore. Okay, the feature now has been included where you can check your battery's health. So you know exactly when it's time to replenish your batteries. This is available in camera and on the new charger as well. Okay, so hopefully that allays some of your concerns, but do give it a chance. Now, when we talk about 66.8 or any high resolution camera, the key feature and words you've been hearing is probably cropping, zooming, reframing as and when you feel like it, while still retaining very, very nice details and color. Now, not only that, in this 7R6, we also have 16 stops of dynamic range, allowing you to get details both in the shadows and in the highlights, making for very, very nice landscapes, or whatever your creativity allows you to achieve, right? Now, I want to introduce to you what's blackout-free continuous shooting. For the layperson like myself, I think of it as the camera not needing to blink, so you can focus on the action all the time. Right? Clear? Okay, we'll move on to the next point, which is pre-capture. Not something new in the Sony ecosystem, but it's new in the 7R Mark VI. It allows you to capture footage before you fully press the shutter. So the moment you half press, your camera is already recording and storing this information. So even if you supposedly miss your shot, you can rewind time and capture the exact frame that you wanted. Okay? So real-time recognition AF Plus. Now we have improved the human pose estimation, so you will focus on the subject a little bit more accurately and more persistently. So this applies on smaller subjects as well. Plus we have better recognition targets. We've included the auto mode now. So the camera is smart enough to recognize between humans, animals, birds, insects, cars, planes, trains, for example. You have one less thing to worry about. So every technological improvement is designed to help streamline your workflow. Yep, so focus area settings. Now this one has included the XL size for when you select spot focus area, and it also has the XS size to allow you to navigate tricky foreground situations which might distract most other cameras. So you can still capture a very tiny bird, for example. Now, one more feature I want to share with you is that the R series has a feature called composite shooting, and one of it is pixel shift multi-shooting. So this looks like a regular landscape until you start zooming out and realize this was a 16-image composite that forms an output of 265 megapixels, courtesy of Tripix imagery. Yeah? So the expanse of your creativity and your framing goes even further now with this technology. So some other features I want you guys to test out later on is AI auto white balance. With this infrared and visible light sensor, the white dot at the front of the camera, it allows the camera to intelligently sense and detect how light falls and interacts with the scene. So it will be able to give you a more natural looking white balance when you set it to auto mode. Okay, 5-axis in-body image stabilization up to 8.5 stops in the center allows you for greater feeling when you do handheld. Because every station later on here in Crimson Wetlands, you'll be going handheld. So you get to feel that yourself. And we have new RAW types which streamline the settings to just 3 different RAW options. So it's less confusing. Last time I think there was like 5 at least. So hopefully this strikes a more optimal balance between file size and image quality. Now this camera is not just all photography, there is a video mode dial as well. It can record up to 8K 30p with a slight crop, 4K 120p, and then there's a new feature called dual gain, which preserves the shadows by extending the dynamic range in the darker areas a little bit more, reducing the noise levels at that spot. This goes up to ISO 3200 in S-Log 34K. Right, so in-camera audio processing is also improved. It's able to detect and remove ambient noise as well as wind. And then one last feature I want to talk about the audio is it's the ability to record in 32-bit float when you pair it with our XLR adapter. So if you happen to shoot videos as well, this camera is pretty reliable. Some other video features that has trickled down to this new model is also our dynamic active image stabilization. It crops in your shot, but you get a very smooth, buttery, gimbal-like footage at the end of the day. Auto framing, helpful when you are shooting alone. It keeps your subject in place. The composition stays constant, even if you move around. Then this camera now, you can import your LUTs and monitor them directly in your camera, so you have a better sense of what your final image will look. And then, of course, the autofocus features apply to the video side as well. Now, some other quality of life features I'd like to share with you. Firstly, the electronic viewfinder. It has now a HDR display that's 3 times brighter than the α7R 5. So later on when you're out there especially, have a look through the viewfinder. It has impressed some of our KOLs during the launch campaign, so hopefully they will do the same for you guys. Now I want to talk to you about the physical aspects of things. First, when you look at the camera, you can start to feel the textures. So the auto mode now on the dial is now slightly raised. And not only that, the front of the camera on the E-mount, there is also a raised notch, the part where you align your lens. So all these little tactile features help you navigate your situations, especially in low light conditions. So you don't need to fumble around so much. Right? So MR is actually the asterisk function on the mode dial. It allows you to save up to 10 custom presets. And then for the button illumination is the light bulb button, the new thing that is added, where once you press it, the buttons on the back will light up. So let's show you how the MR function works first. With the 10 shots, you can now easily toggle when you set a custom button between your own presets. So whenever you go to a different situation, your shoot environment changes, you can change your settings immediately to exactly what you need. So with 10 different settings, you have a lot of freedom to play with. Right, so another set of screen recordings here. Again, you can set up to 10, you can name them individually. So 10 unique names for 10 different scenes, complete with all your settings that you need. So your camera really evolves and grows together with you the more you use it, and the more you learn about it. Okay, you can set the automatic update, which means whenever you toggle a setting within that MR set, it updates. So it overwrites the save file. Think of it that way. Shoot mode limit just limits the number of toggles, options you toggle between when you press a custom button. And that's pretty much it for MR. So next up is button illumination, the last thing I want to share with you. The default setting is the buttons will light up for approximately 5 seconds before automatically dimming back down to default. You can also set the button setting to toggle, so it's like a light switch, on and off with the press of the button, or you can leave it as on all the time. Okay? So that's pretty much it. The α7R 6 in approximately 10 minutes, I hope. So that's the end of my part. So next, I would like to share the time with Eunice, who will share more about the new lens.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for being. Hold on. Let me set things up a little bit here. Say hi before we. Okay. Yeah, so hello everybody. Okay, my name is Eunice. I'm the new lens product marketer over here at Sony Digital Image Marketing. Okay, so I always believe that as much as we start with a brain of the system, the new R6, right, we also need to have the new eyes, correct? Okay, so this is the long-awaited 100/400 F4.5 GM OSS. And not only is this the long-awaited new model, surprise, it is also G Master's 10th anniversary. Yeah, so what does that mean? Yay! 10 years, okay, so what does that mean? It also means it's our 10 years of pushing optical illumination further. We have a total of 76 lenses lined up with the addition of the 100/400. And you guys want to guess how many G Masters we have now with this new addition? Make a guess. What one? 27? Did you say that? 27? You're very close. 24. Please help yourself with more food later on. Okay? Yes. So now, this is the latest 100/400 4.5. And notice why I keep mentioning this name is because I think while I was doing a bit of research on this new model, many people have mistakenly thought that this is a GM2. Okay, but why I want to emphasize this is not a successor of the version 1. This is a totally newly redefined version of what enthusiast level of 100/400 focal range can be. Okay, even if you were to look at the model plate itself, you will not see a GM2. Okay, this is completely on its stage 4.5 constantly. Alright, so what in the world did we redefine for this new model? Okay, we have 6 new key additions over here. Alright, and more importantly, and most prominently, we can see that the lens is much bigger. Okay, but rest assured it will not be much heavier than you think it looks. Alright, why? Because this is now an internal zoom, meaning actually the front of it is hollow. So the whole point of this is to improve the user experience. Whenever you mount it on a tripod, it doesn't fall forward, it is fixed at this particular length. Okay? Yeah. Next, we have the function ring as well. This is a very, very useful tool, which I think, especially for wildlife photography, whereby I think you can definitely set it to many, many key functions, but one of the most useful ones, I think, is how you can swap from full frame to APS-C for the extra juicy 1.5 crop. Okay, so whenever maybe if you don't have to, you have lesser post editing to do, you can straight away swap it and then you have more cropping factor over here. Right, next we have the drop-in filter. Okay, we all know telephoto lenses, the pain of it is the very expensive 95mm front filter. Okay, so we took it in. So for this model, we actually have two filters where you can put either one at the front to protect the front camera, or you can put a drop-in filter, 40.5. Much cheaper, much smaller, and much more convenient to swap out anytime you want. Okay, last but not least, for our media people, very important. Okay, so for this slot, if you want to ensure that your assets are not taken or stolen in that sense, don't worry, we got you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we talk about how the elements on the exterior looks. Now we have the inter-lens construction area. Okay, I know it's very technical here, but I'll break it down to you. Okay, the main point is to look at the glass elements here. Okay, as compared to 400 GM, not version 1, okay, there is way more glass elements here, meaning what? There is more room for constant precision, there is more room for depth, more room for details, and of course it is compatible with the PCs, okay, both 1.4 and 2. Okay. So in summary, what does this mean? This means that the new model is 3 times faster, which means lesser culling time. It is faster in terms of tracking, that means you're always ready for unpredictability. Constant 4.5, consistent exposure across the board. Sharper resolution, lesser hesitation to crop, especially if you pair it with a high capability body like the R6. And of course, this is something I don't know you guys, maybe you guys have seen it. This current model is the champion for the shortest MFD needed. So I don't know if you all social media saw it, like there's a trend whereby they actually use this lens as a selfie camera. Insane, but it works. You're still in focus. You can try it on later. Okay, yeah, so back to the sample photos. Okay, so this is shot at 400mm f4.5, and you can see the crispy details of it. This is already very cropped in actually, but if you will crop in further, you still see that the details are retained. It is extremely sharp, and you can see the refined little feathers and so on and so forth. Okay, next, this is me every morning, because I'm really not a morning person, but I'm trying my best right now. Yeah, and you can see that what I really like about this picture is the subject separation over here. Okay. Immediately your eyes go straight to the monkey over here, because why? The framing of the telephoto compression over here is really very impressive for this particular lens. And even if you were to zoom in further, you still see that the details and the compression is still kept there. Okay. And also this is paired with a 1.4 teleconverter. Alright, this is, I also want to point out that you can always see Sony's very iconic lemon-like bouquet shape. Yeah, very, very beautiful. So this is something that you can try later on. And this is by our KOL, okay, by one of our alpha professionals. I really love this picture because as photographers, we know that mist, water vapors, these kind of small elements is something very, very hard to capture. Especially, I find it very irritating when something so beautiful actually makes an image look very flat. But in this case, this lens is able to not only bring out the layers of it, you can also highlight the colors. You can see the river, the mist, the bridges, the trees, and so on and so forth. Next, we have Aloysius, who is very, very strong in portraits and wedding photography. So he actually submitted this photo to us. I felt that besides the emotions that you can see through this photo, you can actually see the little details over here at the side. Although maybe not so unglam for, maybe not so glamorous for people of a bit of an older age, but what is very impressive here is the details of it. You can see the sparkle in her eyes, you can see the crypts, you can see that the emotions felt through this photo and the framing of it as well. Okay. Yeah, so that is all for my sharing. And last but not least, this is the most important thing for you guys to do today, which is please have fun. Alright, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the experience of today. I know it's early morning as well.
Okay, don't worry, just need a little bit more only before we set you on your way Early bird promotions, the posters are around here, you would have seen it already. Press release, we have released to you guys as well, so I won't touch on it. It's not a sales event, don't worry. So one extra thing we prepared is downloadable images, so you can bring home some of the photos shot by our Alpha Pros, so you can test and push the photos images at home. Of course, raw images maybe not accessible, not processable yet, if that's even a word. So wait for Lightroom and Photoshop to do their thing, but in the meantime, we've included JPEGs as well. Okay, this will be sent to you via a download link after the event, so don't worry about it. And next, I need you guys to again remember who are your team leaders, the people who brought you in. So identify and remember where they are, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll split you guys into the different stations. Don't worry about who. Just remember group 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's disperse the one furthest away first. So group 3, where are you? Group 3. Turn around. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got a different grouping.
Yeah, so for the group 3s, it would be Jack. She's actually your PIC, so the 4 of you can